So look, I guess the takeaway from this is it's really good, especially if you're coming into the UK, to get some advice as to what your position is likely to be and get ahead of it. Because to your point, ultimately, it's like saying to people, get in the tax return system, because then it gives you that ability to get refunds much quicker. And ultimately, you can say, yeah, no, I'm going to have some income. I might be renting out a property to get a UTR. And then you've got,
Yeah.
but like we had with some, and again, this is where I get really quite angry about it. We've got a couple who are based in Barbados, they're pensioners. They put into the UK system, they work for the NHS, they retired, they shouldn't be being taxed on their NHS pensions. And HMRC are doing absolutely everything they can to avoid having to give them refunds. And that's just really bad because it's, hang on a minute, it's very straightforward that this isn't taxable in the UK. You've been withholding it. And again, when it comes to moving around countries, a lot of people these days retire overseas for obvious reasons. And that whole business of sorting out payroll on pensions and all this sort of stuff, it's just, I mean, as you said, in the last 2 years, it does feel as if it's become noticeably worse, right?
Yes. We've got making tax digital for income tax being introduced shortly as well, which is
Yeah, which is another massive can of worms, which we're not going to go into now, I can tell you. Yeah, look, so I think that's probably a decent summary of all the points around PAYE and the tax return system. And the key for people coming into the UK is get some advice, figure out exactly what your position is going to be, get into the tax return system if you need to be, because it's always better just to be more proactive around this stuff and go from there, right?
most definitely, most definitely. And I think as well, because of the fact that we focus primarily on expats. So people who are coming into the UK, if you have income outside of the UK, you need to, it's really important that you think about it. Don't just assume that it won't be taxable in the UK.
Yeah. So if you're planning to come to the UK for some reason best known to yourself, then it's really worth getting in touch with us to make sure you know exactly what your situation is, what you have to do, what you should be registering for. And it's always better to be proactive on these issues.